Welcome to another episode of the SAP HR Mavericks Podcast with Luke Marson and Silvia Moreno, myself. We are very pleased to be here today with you to speak about another big topic in the SAP industry right now, which is SuccessConnect, the biggest SuccessFactors event happening in Europe and in the world, in fact. So, yes, looking forward to reveal all the secrets that we know so far about SuccessConnect. Welcome, Luke.
Thank you. Great to be here. Very excited about SuccessConnect coming up. I think it's going to be a really exciting event, as it normally is.
Yes, it is.
It's in a great location this year in Lisbon, in Portugal, as opposed to Las Vegas.
Quite a different location, I must say.
Quite a different location, and I'm very pleased to not be in Las Vegas this year.
Why? I've never been to Vegas. What's so bad about Vegas?
Let's keep that for another podcast.
Okay. Well, let's focus on, indeed, this year is in Lisbon. First time in Europe since some years, huh?
Yeah, it's been quite a number of years since it was last in Europe. 3, 4, 5 years?
I think the last one that I remember at least was 2019 in London.
Yeah, that sounds about right. But that's how long ago it's been.
Yeah.
That it's difficult to remember. But this time out, I think it's going to be a bit different from the last time, because the last time it was the European version of SuccessConnect, but this is the SuccessConnect. It is the only SuccessConnect event that SAP are holding this year globally, and that makes it a bit more unique, a bit more focused from SAP in terms of the venue, in terms of the speakers, in terms of the tracks that they'll be having for all of the content. So yeah, it's going to be a different experience from that last SuccessConnect in Europe.
Yeah, that is so true. So what are you looking forward to?
Well, Lisbon is a great city.
Yeah, it is.
It's going to be a lot warmer than here in Belgium, which is nice, especially as we'll be approaching November at that time. But joking aside, SuccessConnect is always a great conference. It's always great to meet customers, to network with customers and network with experts, learn about the latest trends, learn about what customers are doing in their transformation journeys, hear the latest and greatest on what SuccessFactors will be releasing or planning to release. So seeing new features, new functionality, seeing the roadmap, hearing about implementation strategies, about strategies of running the system and optimizing processes. So all those things are super exciting, and it's always great to just get to meet people in person and have face-to-face conversations.
Of course, because it's the biggest event, the only one event that is happening about SuccessFactors. So we can expect many updates on the topics that you just said, but also people coming all over the globe, not only Europe, as you mentioned before. So a lot of customers and SAP representatives from the US and other regions. So it's going to be massive.
Yeah, there is, as far as I know, probably about a quarter of the attendees are coming from the US.
Okay, yeah.
Which is a lot. Considering that it's a different continent. But that's good. It means it is really going to be a truly global event.
Mm-hmm. It sounds very intense, I must say. And also lots of content. The agenda looks quite heavy. I mean, there are many different sessions that you can choose and topics to follow. What are the topics exactly that you would like to hear about the most? Because, of course, it's SuccessFactors, so it's, all the modules and payroll and AI and all of that. But what are the specific topics that you personally would like to see?
Well, I think I've heard enough about AI
I can imagine.
for this year, so not something that I'm dying to hear about. I will be obviously listening out on that. But what I would like to hear about is some things relating to time tracking. I'd like to know a bit more about how customers are migrating from SAP Time Management to time tracking. Of course, it's something that we're doing and have done with customers, but I would like to hear what other customers have done. I generally want to hear about customer migration stories.
From on-premise to cloud, just to specify that when you say migration, it's from on-premise to cloud.
Okay. I mean, I'm always interested to see what customers are doing when they're moving from one HR system to another. But specifically, there's a lot of on-premise SAP HCM customers that have been migrated and still need to migrate. And I'm really interested to see what they've been doing, what things maybe, learnings I can find out from them. That is a big part of what we do. And we've been doing a lot of that. I mean, we've signed a lot of new customers to our CloudJump offering recently. And so for me, very interesting to hear what other customers have been doing.
Yeah, and they will keep doing that from now until 2027, which we all know that is the big deadline. So I expect this is going to be one of the biggest topics, and as well from customers' conversations, talking to one another, to exchange experiences with partners, to exchange experiences with SAP even. So of course, this is something to tackle in the near future. And one of the reasons, if we're being honest, on why SuccessConnect Global, let's say, is happening in Europe, it's because of the existing customers base that SAP has in Europe that are still on premise.
Yeah, there's been a lot of movement in the US already. So it'll be interesting to speak to those customers here.
Yeah.
I'm also looking forward to understanding how customers are using skills, and they're using the skills capabilities and success factors, and how they're using that to drive a talent forward approach. And then I'd just like to try and understand what some of the emerging trends are. Because, we know what some of the current trends are. And of course, AI is the biggest trend at the moment. But at some point, something's going to replace that. And I'm very interested to see, from speaking to customers and speaking to SAP, what that might be.
Yeah, of course. Very interesting. And this is an event, as we are saying, it's an event for existing customers, it's an event for prospects, it's an event for partners. So everyone, in fact, that is in the SAP SuccessFactors industry. However, I would like to ask you, what are your recommendations for existing customers, existing SAP customers? What would you recommend to them? What are the things that they cannot miss?
So I think whether you're a prospective customer of SuccessFactors or a current customer, I think it's really important to network with your fellow customers, with your peers, learn from them. What have they done in the past? What's worked well for them? What are the pitfalls? What are the things that they would do differently? I think some customers just have different perspectives and might teach you something that you hadn't maybe thought about, or give you a different idea on how you can do something. You already mentioned that the agenda is quite big, so I definitely recommend that customers need to go through that in some detail, understand the types of sessions in the agenda, what topics they want, and then begin to build that agenda out. Because I think you'll find that it's going to be quite hard if you've got to focus even on just one topic like core HR, payroll, and time. There's a lot of sessions that are overlapping and running at the same time, and that's going to be tough. So it's really about going through that and prioritizing what are the sessions that I want to see, and where am I really going to get the most value from my attendance here at the conference. And then I would also say, enjoy the warm weather, enjoy the great food that Lisbon offers. It's a wonderful city, and take a little time to see the city while you can, because I know some customers are maybe coming a bit further afield and don't get the chance to travel to somewhere like this all the time. But yeah, there is going to be a lot happening in the 2.5 days, or it's around 2.5 days that the conference is running.
Absolutely. As we were commenting before, it's going to be really, really intense. So I would also recommend the customers to come well rested, with vitamins and all of that, because it's very, very, very hectic and full agenda. In fact, I couldn't agree more. And as well, it's a great opportunity to see your peers face to face, because, let's face it, we live in a digital world, and there are SAP communities and forums and all of that where you can exchange, but nothing beats the face-to-face, let's say, and the people that you will randomly encounter during the event that can have similar experiences. So you add that together with the really busy agenda, plus visiting Lisbon, and then I think if they don't sleep, they will still have things to do in the full 2 days and a half.
Sure.
Coming back to the agenda, indeed, we see if you go to the website and you see all the sessions, plus the keynotes, roadmap, and all the updates, it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. Can we summarize for our audience, Luke, the highlights of the agenda?
So there's a lot of tracks this year. So of course, over the keynotes, they're always interesting. They either contain demos or customer stories. And there's a keynote each day. So there's an opening keynote on Monday. Mm-hmm. There's a keynote on Tuesday morning. And then there's a closing keynote on Wednesday around lunchtime. The good news with the agenda is there are loads of great sessions. The bad news with the agenda is that there are loads of great sessions. That really means that for customers, they're going to have to, as I've just mentioned, spend a lot of time combing through and identifying the sessions. But there's something for everybody. Whether you're looking for demos, whether you're looking for something strategic, or whether you want the ability to ask some experts about something, everything is there. So there are roadmap sessions. Mm-hmm. Those are always interesting to know what SAP are planning in the short, medium, and long term. There's an AI and Success Factors roadmap session on the Tuesday at 11:15, which is also repeated at 3 p.m., which I think is going to be very interesting to see what is coming.
Is that a keynote? No, that is a session, roadmap session, the one that you just mentioned.
Session.
Okay, so I imagine that the capacity of that session is limited, no?
I think, I don't know if the capacity will be limited, but I think it's going to be very popular. And I see why that session is being run 2 times on the Tuesday. So that gives an option for everybody, hopefully, to be able to see that session. And there are some sessions that I've seen in the agenda that are running twice. Some only once, but some of the ones that you think are probably going to be popular are going to be done twice, either same day or on different days.
That makes total sense because otherwise, as you say, there are conflicting agendas and you cannot make the session.
Yeah. And that's already been helpful for me when I've been planning my agenda as well. So another interesting type of session is the hands-on lab sessions.
What is that?
So those are sessions where customers have the ability to actually go in and touch the system and actually use the system. So it's like a really practical learning.
You mean from a user experience point of view?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they will have control of a system and be able to take part in a session, say to learn about the Talent Intelligence Hub or to try out the new quick actions, for example. And there's a really interesting hands-on lab challenge happening on the Wednesday at 10:30. So customers will compete in teams to see which team can navigate a fictional employee through the employee lifestyle the quickest.
Okay.
So a bit of gamification, a bit of fun, but that should be interesting, I think, as well for customers. And so I recommend that they check that out.
No, yeah, indeed. It's also like a test to see how well they know the system, I guess. Huh?
Yep.
Yeah, interesting.
Then there are strategy talk sessions. So these are like 30-minute sessions where SAP will discuss a topic and discuss how success factors can solve that problem. So these are like strategic business problems that customers often face and how the solution can help solve that.
I really like this because this is a key point when we bring HR together with technology. And when we really want to know what is the business value of implementing success factors, because sometimes for some customers that is not clear, it's like, okay, what am I getting out of this technology? I know that all the functionalities, and I know that it's a great tool and that works, and I have a lot of features, let's say, but what is the actual benefit, in cost, saving cost or whatever it can be, what is the actual benefit? And I think maybe these strategy talks bring together this information and that you have what it brings for HR from
I think that they're really contextual. So it's taking a very specific problem and just talking about that and strategies that tie in with system functionality as well.
Okay.
So I really like the idea of that, and I definitely want to pop by one or two of those and learn a bit more about how those sessions are gonna run.
Yeah, interesting. I just say that those strategy talks are happening every day as well.
Yes,
several times.
that's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's also, as I mentioned earlier, Ask the Expert sessions. So SAP will have a whole bunch of their experts there to be able to, for you to be able to ask them questions about specific topics. Naturally, I'm quite excited about the move from SAP ERP HCM to SuccessFactors on Wednesday at 10:30.
Mm-hmm.
But there are many different ones there covering all sorts of the topics you expect. AI, talent, skills, recruiting, and whatnot. So again, this is a good opportunity for customers with specific questions to go and ask somebody that can give them a specific answer, because not all the sessions are going to give you the answers to everything.
No.
And I think if you have something specific, or you're figuring out maybe halfway through Tuesday or towards the end of Tuesday, you're not getting the answers you were hoping for, then find one of these sessions and go along and ask your question, and you'll get an answer. And I really like that. And even if you don't get the answer, make the connection with the presenter. They'll follow up with you after the conference.
Oh, that's
often
good.
do that.
And the experts here are SAP consultants and solution experts.
It's a whole range. There are people from product management, from solution management. There are some solution experts there as well. It's a whole variety of different people.
Mm-hmm.
So some of them, they have 2, 3, 4 people there. So you definitely will have somebody there that'll be able to answer the question that you have.
Wow. Sounds very promising, huh?
Yep. The Ask the Expert sessions at all conferences I've been to in the past, and I've been lucky to participate in them as an expert.
Mm-hmm.
And they're always great for the customers to ask certain questions, and also hear customers ask questions they'd maybe not thought of, and hear the response to a question and learn something that they hadn't thought about before. And also, actually, as one of the experts, it's always super interesting to see what questions you get asked.
Yes.
Some of them are maybe more common, but you always get some questions which are new, and that's interesting for everybody involved.
Yeah, I think so. It's feedback goes both ways, and at the end, you might get an unusual question that can, light your ideas, for product development or bringing new features into success factors. Of course, that can happen. Okay, very packed agenda already.
Yeah, and then we still have the customer success stories and customer panels. So these are really, really good because customers can hear from other customers exactly what they have done in their HR transformation journeys. You can learn what they did that worked well, what they could have done better, what they recommend, all sorts. And there are some really interesting ones. So there is Eurobank. They are talking about their story of using time tracking. That's Tuesday at 2:45.
Mm-hmm.
Gestamp will talk about moving from 200 different systems to
Wow.
one unified system. Yeah,
that sounds challenging already, and I haven't attended the session yet, but that sounds already something worth attending indeed.
Yeah, and there will be customers out there that hear that and think, yes, I need to be in that session.
I know. Normally, I would be afraid if I I need to move 200 systems to one unique place is a big change.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if you're one of those customers that says that's for me, then Tuesday at 12:30 is when you will want to earmark that session for in your agenda. What else? BT, British Telecom, they have a story of moving from 3 payroll systems to a single system, similar to Gestamp, but more focused on payroll. And that's Tuesday at 4:15. What else? NEC, huge company, 118,000 employees. They revamped their global HR operations.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so that'll be a really interesting session for a lot of companies that have large operations across the globe and have centralized teams managing that and so forth. So that's Monday at 4:15. And then I think another one that listeners will already know by now is something that's close to my heart, and that's Cameco's journey from SAP HCM on-premise to SuccessFactors, which is their story of moving core HR, payroll, and time to the cloud.
Oh, so they moved the 3
Yep.
for HR, payroll, and time. All right, yes.
That's what we love here at SD Worx.
Of course, this is...
Core HR, payroll, and time.
Yeah, this is one of our core areas of business, of course, a specialist in migration from on-premise to cloud. So... yeah, very interesting.
Yep. So that's Tuesday at 3:30. So, I mean, that's just some of my highlights. But of course, there's a whole range of customer sessions covering all bits of talent management, how customers have used AI capabilities and success factors, a lot of tips and tricks and so forth. So I definitely recommend customers to look out for some of those sessions that are covering the sort of scenario that you are either currently undergoing or planning to undergo in the future.
Yes.
And then just to wrap this up, I think there are, of course, naturally, there are product deep dive sessions that are going deep into functionality of all the solutions. Great for a customer that maybe hasn't got, say, for example, onboarding, but you want to know more about it. You can go in and learn all about the features and functionality that solution is offering. And then dotted around the show floor, SAP have a bunch of demo pods where they'll be doing demos all day, every day on all the different solutions. So you can also get to go and see a demo of a solution and actually see it in action.
On request, like you can go and ask for a specific case, or is it more generic?
It's more generic, but in some cases, if you ask to see something specific, SAP will demo that to you.
Of course. Yeah. Wow. Because in my head, I'm picturing like a huge playground. If I would be out of, looking for a new implementation project or move or whatever, and I go to SuccessConnect, it's like a huge playground. I have a lot of areas where I can go and look for information, get demos there, then get customers speaking, the roadmap and everything. It just looks like the place to be.
That is a good way of putting it. It really is the Success Factors playground because there is such a variety of content this year, and that's what's really exciting. Is there is something for everybody. There is something that covers your needs, no matter what that is. So I think customers are going to have a really good time this year, and really going to be able to walk away with a lot of information, a lot of key takeaways they can take back to their colleagues. And have conversations that are going to help improve the way that they move on their HR transformation journey going forward.
Absolutely. It can be a game changer for their strategy and their HR roadmap and implementation of success factors. I totally agree. Let's not forget the big parties as well, because, in these 2 days and a half, Success Factors throws always the big party on Tuesday evening, which is obviously a must attend because they really go over the top with all the, with the organization of the event. So indeed, it's a full. There are full days from Monday when you arrive till Wednesday where you leave, packed with interesting content, great networking, party, everything basically.
Yep.
So, yeah, good. Getting excited for that. And okay, we talk about in general SuccessConnect and what is happening. Now, SD Worx is also going. We haven't mentioned that.
Of course.
Of course, we
we're
cannot
gonna be
miss it. Yes.
Absolutely. Yep, very exciting because we're a platinum sponsor this year. So we have a booth. That's E31. So don't be shy. Please come by, say hello,
Yes.
come and have a chat. We'd love to meet you, talk with you about your HR transformation journey and whatever else. You're always welcome to come and pick our brains about any topics as well. We've got a lot of people going. A lot of experts are going to be there as well.
Yeah, I was going to say that we are also like the Ask the Experts sessions, but 24/7. So if you miss one of those sessions and still have questions, you can drop by and let us know.
I mean, I wouldn't recommend coming by at maybe 10 p.m.
Maybe
in
not.
the middle of the party.
Maybe 24/7 is an
might not give you
exaggerator.
the most coherent, strategic answer, but for most of the rest of the time, I think that'll be possible.
Yeah. That's very good. Very exciting. Yes, of course, we are going to talk about different topics. We are even hosting our very short keynotes about different modules, let's say, because our offering matches success factors, of course. So we also talk about on-premise migration to cloud, workforce management, and as well some innovative products that we have for document management, for example, and something that we call Quick Apply, which is meant for success factors recruiting. So indeed, lots of updates as well from the SD Worx side.
And let's not forget the party bus
Yes.
on Tuesday.
That is actually, I think, a very good initiative that we are doing this year. We are offering not only a party bus, but as well a sightseeing bus. So for the ones that do not have the time to check out Lisbon, because obviously it's a really, really packed agenda, we are offering transportation from the venue on Tuesday to the SuccessConnect party. On this big sightseeing bus, and we will also see the highlights of Lisbon. So it's a combination as well of networking, the pre-party, and sightseeing of Lisbon. So if you want to come with us, please contact us. We will offer you a ticket for the road.
Super. Very excited about that.
Yes.
Great. Well, it's been a interesting conversation, and now I'm even more excited than I was before to go to SuccessConnect. So, Sylvia, look forward to seeing you there.
Yes, me too.
In a little while.
All right. Yeah, see you on Monday, the 28th of October in Lisbon. See you soon.